Hi, this is Kathy from Craft with Kathy. Oh my goodness, it looks like I have such a mess here, doesn't it? Thanks for joining me on this beautiful sunny Sunday afternoon. This is kind of like one of my favorite types of projects, if you will. I've been gathering up little bits and pieces and little scraps and things that I have left over from other projects, and just little embellishments that I can use to create some Christmas tree ornaments. And I'm going to actually do that using some canvas fabric, some chalk paste, and embroidery hoops of all things. And I've got some little leather straps that I could use as ties, little pieces of ribbon, some greenery with a little bit of snow on it, some bells, all just little bits and pieces to create them a little bit differently, to make them look a little bit unique. So sometimes it's good to dig through your stash and see what you've got sitting around and basically give yourself a treat and see what you can come up with it. If it doesn't work out, so it doesn't work out. But I think with these transfers that are just absolutely adorable, how could I fail, right? I'm going to start right in with the Christmas tree here, and be grabbing my strips of fabric here that I ironed. And if you know me, you know I don't like ironing, but I did. I dug out the iron and ironed because I had washed them. I actually tried bleaching them up. I wanted them a little bit lighter colored, and for some reason that did not fly. Either I didn't use enough bleach or I didn't soak it long enough, whatever. But it lightened them up just a little smidge. I'm coming at you live from the suburbs west of Chicago. Drop me a little line and let me know, drop me a comment, let me know where you're viewing from and how you're doing today. Say hello, we're all friends here. If you're new to my page, it's Crafting with Kathy, and I try and offer a variety of different things and put my own little creative spin on some of them. But I'm always welcome to ideas and suggestions from my audience, and I do appreciate you watching. I'm going to jump right in with this, and I think I'm going to start with the tree, and I'm going to do what's called fuzzing it. I'm going to pull it off of its little backer. I'm using transfers, not stencils, and these are reusable and they're adhesive back. So I'm going to deliberately just apply a little bit of lint to the back. So, oh, actually, what am I doing? Old habits die hard, right? I'm going on fabric, and generally I don't have to fuzz when I'm using something on fabric. So, excuse that. And I'm just going to place it on this piece of canvas, smooth it down, make sure I don't have any air bubbles under my silk screen, because our transfers are made out of vinyl and silk screen, and the silk screen is what allows me to get such a beautiful crisp image on fabric or on chalkboard or on wood, pretty much any type of surface that you use it on. And I'm going to grab a little bit of our olive shimmer paste here and just apply it over this transfer using a squeegee, pushing it through the silk screen onto the surface or the canvas beneath it. I just made my star green. I was going to actually go gold with that, but sometimes happens when I'm talking and working. Removing any lines, removing any excess, putting it back in the jar, and then I'm going to lift this transfer off. I do have a little smudge up at the top. I'm wondering, I'm just probably going to make that worse by trying to clean it up. I think I'll just do the image once more. And generally I clean my transfers between each use, but sometimes if I'm doing multiple items with the same color, I can get 2 uses out of it. So let me try this, a little bit of a repeat here. And you know what? I'm going to go with the green star. I think it looks nice with the green star. Better than trying to make it gold when I already have green in the silk screen and I haven't washed this yet. I think it'll just be fine. Okay, I'm just smoothing it over. I want to get the trunk to the tree. Got it. Got everything covered. Smooth it out. Remove the excess. Put it back in the jar. Make sure my fingers are clean before I lift this. And there we go. How nice is that? Quick and easy. I'm going to cover up my green. We've got lots of different designs here. This is from our Christmas minis. And I think I'm going to do the snowflake next and do it in our Ocean Mist. It's a very, very light blue. So I'm just going to take it off of its carrier sheet. Put it on my canvas. Grab a clean squeegee. My Ocean Mist paste. And pretty much repeat the process. Now I want to make sure I keep the chalk paste on my transfer. I don't want to run over onto my canvas, otherwise I'll smear it. If I want to, I could put either a placement tape or painter's tape around the edges of my transfer to make sure that I don't go off the edge. So you could always take the time to do that. And I'm going to turn this a little bit so that I've got better access at the top of my snowflake here. There we go. Clean it up. Put the excess back in the jar. No sense using it. A little bit of paste goes a long way. And then I'm going to lift it off of my canvas. Ooh, maybe I'll make 2 of this. These, I'm not quite sure how many of my embroidery hoops I purchased. So I'll just do a few different designs during my live, and if I make a little bit extras, I could put them together later. There's such a variety in the minis that it gives you lots of options. I think I'm going to do the mittens also, and definitely the bells, and maybe a ho 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 or so. We'll see. But it goes pretty quick, and I usually probably wouldn't try getting more than 2 uses out of a transfer before cleaning it, but our transfers are reusable with proper care, 8 to 12 times or more per transfer. I'm just going to set this on aside till I clean it and put my little canvas on aside to let it dry. But let's see where I could put that out of the way and grab another piece. Whoops. There we go. Oh goodness, here's my ho ho ho. I have candy canes. I have some bells over here that I think I'm going to do in the silver. Decisions. I think I'm going to do the mittens in blue. Let me cover up my Ocean Mist and grab my other blue. I have a blue that's close in color to some of my little bells. Oops. And I thought I'll use them together on a project. So I will do the mittens with the bells. Here's a little embellishment to the embroidery hoop. I mean, basically there's no right or wrong here. It's all what you think, what you like, what you want something to look like. So I'm just going to smooth this down. I think I'll do one after this, and then I'll show you how we put them in the embroidery hoop. Really, really easy peasy. I'm grabbing a clean squeegee, grabbing some paste. I need a little bit more paste than that. And just applying it to my transfer, squeezing it through the silk screen, making sure I get it all covered. Remove any lines or any streaks, remove the excess, and then lift it up. And like I said, our transfers can be used on wood, on chalkboard, on dry erase board, on mirror, on metal, on ceramic, on cloth. Generally, if you're going to use it on cloth, oh, isn't that adorable? Look at those cute little mittens. If you want to use it on cloth and you want the image to be permanent, then I would suggest using our ink instead of our paste, and our ink becomes permanent once it's heat set. So yes, you could use these transfers on a t-shirt, on a sweatshirt, on a pair of jeans, on a jean jacket, on cloth squares for a quilt. The ideas can be endless. Oops. And it's time to give my fingers a little cleaning here. I've got a little bit of chalk paste smeared on my fingers. Let me clean my fingers up. Our chalk paste is water soluble, so cleanup's real easy. Just basically run the transfers underneath the faucet and remove any of the excess chalk paste with your fingers, or you could use one of our board erasers. Sometimes I use, if I'm cleaning at my table, as opposed to running over to the sink if I'm doing a live, a lot of times I'll just use a little spritz of water from my little sprayer and disinfecting wipes to clean it off my transfer. It beats me running over to the sink. Okay, so where are my bells? I know I had bells around here somewhere. I'll find it. Cover up my paste. Maybe I'll do the joy in red, in our candy apple red. That'll look nice and bright and cheery. And I'm leaving a little bit of space between each item that I do, because my embroidery hoops, I think, are 3 inches. So I want to have enough of a border so that when I put these in here, I'm not running into the next image. So that's just the idea behind that. This is my candy apple red. Nice, bright Christmas red, isn't it? Oops. And this canvas that I'm doing this on, we have some canvas banners with like a little hanging wood piece at the top and the bottom. And I just used one of our refills and just cut it into little strips. And that's what I'm using for my canvas. You could use muslin, you could use whatever you want. You just don't want to use anything with a lot of nap to it, because the paste will absorb into the nap, but depending upon how you brush a nap, the image could look a little funny or a little distorted because of the height of the nap or whatever. Oh, that's adorable. Whoops. I'm stuck to it over here off camera. I'm sorry. Okay, let me see if I can find my bell. I floated it around here somewhere. I don't want to do anything that's 2 pieces. My candy canes are double, and my little Christmas package is double. I don't think I want to do that. Let's see. I really don't know where I dropped or lost the bell. It probably got attached to one of my embellishments that I've got here, or to the back of a fuzzing towel or somewhere. I'm sure I'll find it when I'm done. Let's do the ho 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 in gold or in silver. I painted some of the outer hoops of the embroidery hoops. I didn't actually paint them. I used rub and buff on them. And let me just clean up one of these squeegees so that I could reuse it. Like I said, our chalk paste is water soluble, so that makes cleanup easy, quick and easy. But our paste does take maybe 8 to 10 minutes to dry. So I usually like setting things aside a little bit before I put them in the hoops, or add any little embellishments or whatever, because I don't want to smear the chalk paste, because it does take a little time to dry. I can dry it with one of our dryers. I would suggest maybe either a hair dryer, or definitely not a heat gun. Our little dryer looks like a heat gun, but it is not. It is just a focused stream of warm air, like from a hair dryer. A heat gun might be a little bit too hot and burn things, so I would not advise using a heat gun. Okay, we've got our little ho 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 here. How cute is this? So I'm going to set that aside to dry, and I'm going to show you how easy it is to clean our transfers. Like I said, our transfers are like stencils, but not quite. They're made out of vinyl and silkscreen. They're reusable. They're adhesive back, and they last for 8 to 12 uses or more. Let me just clean this up a little bit more. And cleanup's a snap. Ideally, run them over the sink and just run them under water and massage the paste off with your fingers. I'm going to clean this on my surface so that you can see what I mean by cleaning. I'm wetting the front and the back. I'm going to grab a disinfecting wipe and just remove the paste off the front, and then remove the paste off the back. You want to make sure that you can see through the silk screen and there's no paste stuck in the silk screen. And generally, if you clean right after you use it, you're fine. Oops, I've got a little paste on my surface here. Let me get that off. Okay, I cleaned the front. Now I'm going to clean the back. Now remember, this is the adhesive. So after I get all the paste out of the silk screen, and you can see it's out of the silk screen because you can see through the image. Then on the adhesive side, I like to use my disinfecting wipe and just go across it and basically rub off any lint that it picked off, either from the fuzzing towel that I put on deliberately or from using it on fabric. And then I set this aside on a flat surface to dry. And when it's dry, I'll put its little carrier sheet or its little backer. One side is glossy, that side goes against the adhesive. And then I put it in a little cellophane bag for storage for the next time. How simple and easy is that? So let me clean up a little bit more here, and then I'll put some of these little images in the embroidery hoops and show you what they look like. Okay, I did the trees originally. And I'm just going to grab my scissors here. Now obviously I have my other 4 transfers that I need to clean, but I'm going to cut with a little bit of a border. And the nice thing about the canvas, you can just make a little notch and rip it. You don't have to cut it with the scissors. Oops. Ah, I didn't notch that one enough. Can't quite tear it. And if you're a little off center, just add some embellishments on the other side. Balance it out. It's no big deal. Crafting is fun, right? Take the pressure off yourself and just enjoy it. So I'm going to take one of the inner hoops, and this isn't quite centered, so I'll center it in my hoop because I cut a little crooked, and then I'll come back and I will trim it up. And then let's see, I think I want one of my gold hoops. I think the gold would be nice. So I'm just pushing it over. And I just found my embroidery hoops at, a local craft store. You want to pull it over, push it over, make sure that my fabric's taut. Okay, just pull and tug until it is. Now this isn't at the top, so I'm going to take it off and put my holder back up at the top. You know what? I need to actually turn it to face me. Isn't that funny? I need to see what I'm doing. I need a better view. Okay. And I'm just going to straighten this out a little bit. Oops, I pulled it right off the edge. Sometimes it takes more than one try. No big deal. There we go. I cut that a little bit short, didn't I? Let me just tug it and pull it back in there. There we go. And the same thing with the top. Or I could actually cut these a little bit shorter and just fringe the top. Pull off the edges and make more and more fringe. I kind of like that look. It really depends on what you like and what you're going for. Oops, I pulled it right out. Isn't that crazy? Let me try again. Third time's a charm. Maybe I didn't center this quite right. There we go. I moved it over a little bit. I need to tighten this a little bit before I go pulling it because I do have it wide open. So I'm just going to screw that up a little bit. Give it a little bit more of a tug. Straighten it out. There we go. And then tighten it all the way. And there's a bit more I could go here, obviously. And let's see what I have for my little greenery. I could add something like this at the bottom or even at the side. Or a little sprig of this. Or just maybe a little red bow here. I think a little red bow off to the side would look really cute with this. I'm going to turn it over and cut my excess fabric off. Just trim it a little bit. And let's see, what do I have for ribbon? I have lots of different things out here. I actually like this kind of gold, almost wired ribbon. And this is perfect for going in here because it holds its shape. Just put the loop through. And then pull the other two ends through. You can knot up at the top. Decide where you want to actually put the knot when you hang it. But I think I am going to find a little red ribbon, a little bow to put right on the side over here. So that I'll do with that one. And then for my mittens, oh, my bells fell out. I had my bells pre-strung, but I'm going to put the bells at the bottom of the mittens. Like I said, you could dig through your stash, see what you have for embellishments and what you'd like to use. Good way to use up those little snippets of ribbon and whatever else. Kind of like paper crafting. What's that old adage? If the piece of paper is bigger than your thumb, don't throw it out. You'll find a place to use it. bring it down just a little bit. And I'm not quite sure what color. I did one that was a copper. This kind of turned a little bit dark though, but I think it'll be fine. I was kind of looking for more of like metallic shades with the rub and buff. So just squeeze that over. Make sure that your top is centered for how you want to hang it. I could probably move this one over just a little smidge. Pull it off and try it again. There we go. And I'll tighten that up a little bit here and then pull the excess fabric back through. And if it does a little puckering on top, just add a little bow there. Bows can hide a lot of things, can't they? So again, I would just trim this. Obviously, a fabric scissors or a sharp scissors works best. And then I also cut a piece of canvas a little bit thinner, a little bit narrower, because I was thinking of doing the ho ho ho. And let me see, where did I put that? Here I did it. And I was thinking the ho ho ho, when I do it, or any wording, I don't have to have it fully over the hoop. I could just have a little edge of it. And what I was thinking of doing is just fraying the edges. I really like the look of the frayed edges. Let me kind of show you what I mean by that. Oh, I probably should cut this other edge, right? Okay. Then I could just use my little detail tool to just grab a little piece of thread on the edges and just fray it at the top and the bottom so that it has a little bit more of a worn look to it. I mean, obviously you could fringe as much or as little as you want, depending upon what you want it to actually look like. I like the fringing. Usually just one or two threads at a time works really good. It just grab it. You could use a needle or whatever, but I find my little detail tool works great for this. See how quick and easy it is to fringe it? Let me do the other side, a couple rows. I have the light above me off because it produces a lot of glare. But unfortunately, I'm not able to see quite as well. So I'm a little bit in the dark here. Okay, so fringe as much as or as little as you like, but I kind of like that look. And then whatever your wording is or whatever on here could be kind of cute. I've actually done this on a larger embroidery hoop too with a, I'm trying to think, what did I use for the wording? I don't remember if it was Merry Christmas or not, but I kind of like that idea. And then you could add obviously some embellishments up at the top. I'm not going to trim this until I actually chalk some words on there, but I think a little bit mix up with the design could be nice. For this, I'll restring my little jingle bells, and I'll either put them right at the bottom here, or I'll string them on my little ribbon that they were on, that they fell off of, and just let them dangle a little bit. Kind of like a different look to each of them. Give a little bit of variety to the tree, right? How quick and easy is this though? Oops. This is what you don't want to do. This is the one I put on a side to let dry, sticky side up, and I just got my fabric caught on that. I don't want to do that. So let me go ahead and put its backer on it. Just line it up. Oops, I've got this crooked. Let me go this way. Line it up this way. Line it up one corner, meet the other corner, and then press it down. And then just put it in its little oops, that's really crooked, right? Put in its little cellophane envelope for storage. I have to obviously pull this off. Always apply your white carrier sheet to your transfer, because it's much easier to do than trying to put the transfer on the carrier sheet, just because the transfer is sticky, and I grabbed the wrong backer for this one. So make sure glossy goes to sticky. And that's pretty much it with that. Thank you so much for watching this afternoon. I surely do appreciate it. I hope I gave you a little bit of ideas of just kind of using some odds and ends and another way of using your Christmas minis. Any questions? Just drop them in the comments. See you soon.